Auburn, they had a tough week last week. We know that. We're not going to touch on it too much just because, we're looking forward to getting back to the winning ways, as Hugh Freeze would say. Obviously, there was big takeaways. What do you think? Where was your mind after that first game? I know your expectation was originally would have been playoff 10-2. What are we thinking now?
For us, for Auburn, I thought we were literally going to be like, I'm not gonna lie, I just had to lose one game, probably the Georgia game. Like, I think we were given a pretty obviously SEC is very tough. You have Arkansas looks really good right now. Vanderbilt looks insane. I mean, it's just like insane compared to years past. There's no really cupcakes that we have. Even California, on paper, yeah. Who cares about Cal? They're new in the ACC. We beat them last year at Cal. Like, we thought we could walk in there and do whatever. But when you watch the game, they're a very physical and intense team. Like that was an SEC team we played, and I don't think fans get that. I think they get lost in the hype of, man, we lost to Cal. I'm like, they have some big boys out there. And so my takeaway was just like Hugh Freeze says, like what my coach always says, when we have, 19, 20 turnovers, you can't expect to win a game with that high of a turnover assist ratio. And I think that's what Auburn saw is like, not they didn't they had too many turnovers to win a game. Like you're not gonna do it. So, but I was proud that the fans stuck it out until literally the last interception. The fans were still there, the fans were still rocking. And so the energy was good. Like, you know, just
Yeah.
cat third game.
They had typical Jordan era energy. And I also think the crowd was stunned just because they didn't know what California could bring. I think the previous year's matchup against California might have mugged that down a little bit just because it was such a trenches sort of sloppy, but there was no like minimal turnovers. It was literally just a hard-nosed, low-scoring game. I think that might have tricked some people. And I know that's something that Hugh talked a little bit about in his pressers this week was that like it was a team that he was telling his guys like not to underestimate. Like they were a good team and they came in and showed it. Tough quarterback play, tough defense. I think a positive we could take away is our run defense was pretty good. That's something going forward that will definitely help us in the SEC. But obviously, there's some questions around quarterbacks and things of that nature. And I guess I really only have one thing to add on that, and it's that I hope Auburn fans don't give Peyton Thorne that sort of the online treatment he's been getting this week when he steps in to play New Mexico this Saturday. Because one, it's a bad game. He's human. Everybody has seen the bad games. LeBron James has bad games. Patrick Mahomes has bad games. You can't throw a guy under the bus after one game. We've
Yeah.
seen his best game in against New Mexico. We've seen how he can throw the ball. We've seen the tools and the receivers that he has around him. So I don't think you can judge him off one game, especially he had a spring ball under his belt. The coaches still believe in him, then we should still believe in him. That's my thought on the quarterback thing, and I know you're in a similar boat.
Yeah, obviously we're Auburn fans, and so I think as Auburn fans, we have to understand that if we represent Auburn, we have to realize that Auburn Crease has believed in the human touch. Like you don't have to like the guy, but let's not disrespect him. He represents the school and he's a kid. At the end of the day, he's a human being. He's gonna mess up. And so just be there for him. You don't gotta berate him. He's a human being. So like how
And
would we
stop
like
requesting his Venmo, man. Come
yeah,
on.
how would we like if someone came into your job and was like, "Boo, you stink." Like, what I'm saying? Like, let's relax.
Yeah.
I get it. High stakes. I get it. I'm right there with you. I'm an Auburn fan as well, but there has to be a line in humanity that we don't cross.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think going forward, the temperament of the team and the attitude of the team will change too, more to a business side,
Mhm.
standing on business, you might say, as they go forward. New Mexico this week, a tough team. They played Arizona tough, Montana State, they lost in a close one. So they're desperate for a win. So it's not going to be a cupcake, like you said. We don't really have many more of those left on the schedule. So I think it's a week that Auburn could potentially bounce back, show what they worked on this week in practice and hopefully go get a win against the Lobos. But in other SEC
It's
and
not over though. Like my thing is, they lost one game and it's out of the conference. I mean, this Auburn team can get really hot. Maybe who knows? Say they go undefeated. I mean, they won the SEC. Like, they could still do everything they wanted to do. Like it's a non-conference game. So in the grand scheme of things, this game literally meant nothing. It's just a wake-up call. And I mean, I'd rather have this earlier than later. So.